I wasn't going to do Badderz. They wanted me to do Badderz. I remember when I'm going to get to it, don't worry. I don't have all of the information. I don't have all the information about what happened. What I do know is that today, okay, let's rewind. The reason I didn't do it was because, firstly, I was the fan favourite to go onto Badderz. But after I posted my video on TikTok and told people that I auditioned for Badderz, and the video got 200,000 views in 2 days, and people was like, no, oh my gosh, don't go on the show. I had it in my mind that I wasn't going to go on the show, because why would I go on the show? And for me, one of the main reasons I wouldn't go on the show is because they don't pay. So you want me to fly abroad to get beat up without being paid at least? At least with Badderz, with Natalie Nunn, she pays her girls a minimum 10k per episode. You got people fighting to win a prize, and the prize is not guaranteed. So what they're saying, the first 3 people who place, so if you get first, second or third place, then you will win some money on Badderz, right? And anyone else, bearing in mind the cast has more than a dozen people on it, so you've got more than a dozen people, and only 3 people out of that more than a dozen are going to get money. For me, I don't like those odds. Those odds don't work for me. I like money. I like a check being cut. I have a show coming out on Channel 4.0 tomorrow, with Deji, with Harry Pinero, with other content creators, and a check was cut. And guess what? I didn't get beat up for the check. I went, I filmed, I laughed, I made people laugh, and I got a check. You think I'm going to go abroad and get beat up for free? Lani pays certain people in it. From what I've heard, some people get paid, but the vast majority of people do not get paid. If there's 20 people, if there's 12 people on the cast, only 2 of them generally get paid. To be frank with you, from what I know, only 2 people in the history of Badderz have been paid. And one of them is Miss Fabulous. If anyone else has been paid, feel free to let me know. But to my knowledge, only 2 people have been paid. And I think she got, I heard someone said 5,000, someone said 500. All I know is neither of them numbers are doing it for me, right? So for me personally, I don't like those numbers. That's not giving. You want people to go and fly across the world to go and get beat up for free. I personally am not on board for that. So from the moment I had when my video went viral with the 200k views, and everyone was like, don't do it. And I went to the auditions, and one of the boys beat up a girl. One of the boys beat up a girl at the auditions. I do like Winter. I do like Winter though. Winter is a sweetie pie, but still, he put hands on a girl. I don't particularly want a man to come and put hands on me. I don't. And then we've got point 2. Wait, so that was point 1 as point 2.1 as to why I wasn't gonna do it. Also, I knew I wasn't gonna get casted for the show. I still get people asking me if I am gonna go on, why I'm not on, blah blah blah. I knew I wasn't going to get casted because when I had the phone call with production, I said, how much are we getting paid? Because I can't fly out of the country for a week and not have a check being cut. And I was told, well, if you're in it for money, this show isn't for you. And I said, bet. You want me to go get beat up for free? You're not even cutting me a check. I'm supposed to be gassed up and super impressed by the fact that I'm getting a flight paid for and accommodation paid for. Baby, I don't know how broke other people are, but paying for a flight and accommodation is very normal. And I don't get beat up. I don't have to sleep with one eye open to make sure people don't tomp me out in my sleep. But that's just me. Do you know what I mean? Have I missed something? Oh. So far you haven't missed anything. I'm just talking about point 2, which is Badderz, and point 2.1. So we haven't got that far into the conversation yet, don't worry. So yeah, after I mentioned that I would like to be paid, and I was told if you're in it for the money, this show isn't for you, I was like, okay. Interesting. Then shortly after that, I was unfollowed on all social media by the production team and by Badderz official Instagram pages and TikTok pages. So once that happened, I was like, oh yeah, I'm sorry I like money. I'm sorry I'm not willing to get beat up for free. So today minding my eye business on TikTok, and I get a message from someone on TikTok, and it was like, have you seen that Annie's gone onto Badderz? And I was like, Annie's gone onto Badderz? The last time I spoke to her, she said she wasn't doing the show. She was adamant she wasn't doing the show. So I was like, not surprising though. I mean, we have all noticed, I don't know if we've all noticed, but she hasn't been posting online. So because I knew the dates of when they were filming, because I speak to a few people involved in the Badderz stuff anyway, I had a feeling she was going to go on there, but I wasn't, I was like, you wouldn't do that. You really wouldn't do that. But you didn't know Annie went on. The last conversation I had with Annie, she said that she was not going on Badderz. She said that she's got stuff to do, she's got a household to maintain, and she's got other things better to do than go on there and ruin her reputation. That was the last thing she mentioned to me about it. And I was on board with it. I'm like, you know, girl, like, you don't need to do that. Like, you've got so much other things that you can do. Double tap the screen, please. I don't like the fact that the number is just 4. That is kind of dead. So yeah, someone DM'd me today and was like, she went on the show. And I was like, she went on the show? And they said, yeah, didn't you see she got beat up? I said, she got beat up? How do you know she got beat up? They posted the video of the aftermath on their Instagram page. Now, everything I'm saying, bar the fact that I had a conversation with her and she told me she wasn't going to be on the show, is all public knowledge. So you can go onto the Badderz Instagram page and see the video that was sent to me. It has been up there for 5 days. So I'm not technically breaking any news right now, because if anyone actually cared about Badderz, which no one actually does, they would have seen that this had already happened. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I look at the video and she has a boss lip. I said, oh. With the American girl. What American girl? Child, I don't be online. So I'm like, oh, she got a boss lip. That is darkness. That is darkness. I personally wouldn't be going on there to go get beat up for free. I personally wouldn't be going on there to get beat up for free. I personally wouldn't be going on there to get beat up for free. I personally don't think that that was a good move for her. And we spoke about it many times, and I've told her, girl, I wouldn't recommend. I wouldn't recommend. But I think the thing here is that a lot of people have different, what's not ambitions, what's the word? It's on the tip of my tongue. A lot of people have a lot of TikTok SMH, what do you mean? A lot of people have, they have different career paths, right? So for me personally, I wouldn't want to get a career and a video starts to resurface every year of me getting beat up. I personally wouldn't want that for my career. I wouldn't want to have that floating around. Because you know that it all gets filmed and they post all of it and everything's going to be out there. I wouldn't want that out there on me. No. Hence why I didn't want to go on the show. Annie don't seem like the Badderz type though. I think what people have to acknowledge here is that people do what they want to do. So we're all adults and we all have the freedom to make choices that we want to make. Her choice was to go on to there. So even though she may not seem like the type, that's the decision that she's made. Do you get what I'm saying? That's what she's chosen. There's a lot of people that don't choose that. Oh, why do I keep touching that thingy? Oh my gosh, child, stay in the corner. I'm trying to read the comments. I can't really see them. Don't seem like her type of content, but that's the content she's doing. That's the content she's doing. I don't know, like, I mean, at a certain point, We all reach an age where we're able to make decisions for ourselves. We're able to say, this is something that I want to do, or this is something that I don't want to do. So even though you're saying, oh, she doesn't seem like the type to do it, she's done it. And I don't think it was by force. I don't think anyone held her hostage and forced her onto a plane. I don't think anyone forced her into the house. I don't think any of it was by force. I think she made that decision for herself. That's what she wants to do. And I love that for her. Not for me, but I love that for her. I'm just disappointed that she's been adamant that she wasn't going to go on there and decided to. I think Annie shocked everyone with that one. Why? Why was that shocking for you? Is it shocking because you didn't know that she was going on the show? You auditioned to go on the show also? Absolutely. You must have just hopped into the live. I spoke about it already.